Hello everybody, LilahsGigi here. Today I am going to show you how to make the sea turtle bracelet. I don't know, here it is. Beautiful little bracelet, hook only, and it actually was named by his sister, MDL Loom's sister. Very pretty. If you're not following MDL_looms, hop on over to Instagram and give him a follow. He has been looming for 2 years, I think he said, and he just recently got an Instagram account. So he creates different designs. He's got some really cute things on here. So there aren't a lot right now, but as you can see, after 2 years, he has quite a few bracelets and charms on here. So hop on over to Instagram and give him a follow, and I'm going to show you how to do this bracelet. Alrighty, so I'm going to show you what I have already done. I did it with beads, actually turtle beads, because I thought it was really cute. And I'll probably post both of these. I like the charms on this, but honestly, it takes away from the design, and this is your basic design here. So, you know, if you want to know how to do the charms, I can certainly show you. What I did was I put it on this crossband here, and then just split them and proceeded to, excuse me, loom it up just the way you're supposed to. But it does, you know, there is a crossband. You can see that crossband in here. It doesn't quite lay, you know, just not quite the way I would like it to. But that being said, these are really cute on here. And I chose the blue and the green, you know, for the ocean colors, I guess, even though the charms are, you know, different colors. And you can see his little leg or whatever got stuck in there. But anyway, I'll probably will post both of these pictures at the same time. Excuse me. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with an 8-loop setup. I'll try to stay in frame here and maybe get a little bit closer. Excuse me. Okay, so you're going to start out with a cap band. Let me pull some of these bands over here closer to me. And we're just going to do an 8-loop setup. So you'll take a band, pull it through your cap band, pick up the one on the left, and then close. Grab another one, pull it through 2, pick up the outer band, and then close. And one more. I do suggest a double-ended hook for this. Suppose you could use, you know, regular hook, but you might want to use 2. So that's 4 on one side. Excuse me. Oh goodness, I went to the desert this weekend and my sinuses were going crazy. Alright, so pull the first loop off, pick up the cap band, and close. You might want to keep those a little bit separated, because I find sometimes they slip back in and it's hard to figure out which one I'm picking up. So pull a band through those 2, pick up the outer, and close. Let me see if I can get a little bit more light over here. Try this. Maybe that will be okay. All right, another band. And I'm using this blue as my border color. And I think he used 4 colors in his, but I'm only going to use 3. So I have 4 on one side and 4 on the other. Oh my goodness, I probably should have waited to do this. Like I said, my sinuses are going crazy. So I'm going to take, this is going to be the crossband. Okay, so I'm going to pull it through 6. And then I'm going to give it a little bit of a tug over here. And then I'm going to put all 6 back on. You just want to be careful that that does not lift up and over everything. Oh my goodness. And it came out of order a little bit. Okay. So then you want to pull these two bands over the one you just added. Okay. Just be careful that it doesn't pop up over the side. I'm going to give this a little tug here to bring it more towards the middle. And this is what it should look like. Okay, I'm going to scoot it down to the end because I'm going to remove the first one, just like that. And then I'm going to take this one, I'm going to hold on to this side. I'm going to take this and pull it over, just like that, and then reattach, making sure that I'm straight in there and not crooked, the one that we dropped off. Okay, now we're going to slide it down to the other end. As you can see, it kind of wants to pop up. So just make sure that it's down in there. So we're going to slide that down to the other end, making sure that everything stays in order, and it looks like it's going to come out of order. So I'm going to flip this around this way and hold on to here and just move it. I'm going to do the exact same thing that I did on this side. I'm going to pull the first band off, try to stay in frame, and then I'm going to take, which is now number 2, and pull it up and over the edge. Okay? And then put the one that I dropped off, making sure that it's straight, back on. And this is what it will look like. I apologize for clearing my throat. I should probably go off and go do something. All right, so then I'm going to take my next color, which is going to be this green, and I think I got it out of the gemstone pack. And I'm going to pull it through 2. Pull it through 1 and 2, and don't let it come off of there, and then attach. Just like that, it will look like this. Okay, I'm going to slide that down to the other end and do the exact same thing. Pick up another band, your third color, and pull it through 1 and 2. Oh goodness. And close. And this is what you should have. Okay. I'm going to use that same color. I think he used a different color, but I'm going to use that same color, and I'm going to pull it through 7, and then I'm going to pick up 7, 2, and 1. So I'm pulling it through 7, like so. And then I'm going to pick up 7, 2, and 1 and close. And then I'm going to swap 1 and 2. Just like that. Okay, then I'm going to go back to my, what I called my border color. And I'm going to pull it through 3 and pick up these 2 right here. If they get out of order, just put them back in order. Okay, to do that, I kind of hold on to the bottom of this a little bit so it doesn't get too much out of order. So pull it through 1, 2, 3, move 3 out of the way, pick up 2 and 1, and close. Looks like it's a little out of focus. Maybe it's trying to focus. Yeah, it's trying to focus on my finger. Sorry about that. I don't know what was going on with that. That was really strange. Okay, so anyway, this is what that should look like. Okay, and now what we're going to do is going to take the border color again. We're going to pull it through 3 and pick up 1. Okay, so pull it through 1, 2, 3, pick up 1, and close. Okay, and that takes you to 1/2 of your 8 loop setup. Okay, I'm going to scoot down to the other end and do the exact same thing. Make sure that these have stayed in order. Okay, just like that. I'm going to take your border color, going to pull it through 1, 2, and 3, and pick up 2 and 1 and close. It'll look like this. And grab another border color, pull it through 3, and pick up 1. So 1, 2, 3, and pick up 1. Okay, so that is one sequence, and this is what that should look like. Excuse me. Let's start this again. Okay, so I'm going to pick up my white, which is my crossband here. All right, I'm going to pull it through 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm going to give it a little bit of a tug here. Don't want it falling apart. And then I'm going to pick up all 6 of those again. And I'm kind of going towards the front on those because I don't want this to pop up over the top. Okay? And I'm going to give it a little bit more of a tug. And then I'm going to pull these 2 up and over, so that white that I just put through becomes number 3. Let me give this another tug here. I'm just afraid, I don't want that popping up and over. So I'm going to kind of pull it down a little bit. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to stay in the center here. My camera, actually it's my iPad, my mini, and it's kind of offset a little bit. So I'm going to pull that through so that it looks like, just kind of want to even it out a little bit because I just don't want it popping through. Okay, so it will look like this. I'm going to scoot this down to the end just a little bit. I'm going to take off number 1. So now I have 1 and 2 on here. I'm going to take 2, I'm going to pull it off the end, just like that, and kind of keep that straight as I can, and then reattach. Okay, then I'm going to slip down to the other end. I'm going to have to turn this around. I don't want this coming out, so I think I can give that a little tug. It'll be okay. And I'm going to scoot everything down to the other end. Just like that. And I'm going to do the exact same thing that I just did over here. I'm going to take number 1 off. So number 2 should be the white band that I pulled through. I'm going to pull that up and over the end and just kind of tug it down. Oops, kind of went over that number 1, didn't it? Let me get that out of there. There we go. Just make sure that is straight, and you can see I'm going to reattach that. Okay. So that brings that straight across the center here. Okay, I'm going to grab my 3rd colored band. I'm going to pull it through 2, 1 and 2, and I'm going to close just like that. Then I'm going to slip down to the other end. I always twirl it so they don't get too out of order. I'm going to do the exact same thing here. I'm going to pull another colored band through 1 and 2, and then I'm going to close. And it should look like this. Okay. I'm going to take the same color, and I believe this is where he chose a 4th color. This band was a 4th color. I'm going to pull it through 7. I'm going to pick up 7, 2, and 1. So pulling that through 7 and trying not to get stuck. Okay. I'm going to pick up 7, 2, whoops, and 1, and then close. Okay, and then I'm going to swap 1 and 2, and it will look like this. Right, now I'm going to take my border color again, and I'm going to pull it through 3 and pick up 2 and 1. So pulling that through 3, picking up 2 and 1, and closing. I'm going to take that same border color. I'm going to pull it through 3 and just pick up 1. Pulling that through 3, picking up 1, and closing. Okay, and there's half of my 8 loop setup that I started with. So I'm going to slip this down to the other end, turn it around, making sure that these are in this order, just like that. Take my border color, pulling it through 3, and picking up 1 and 2. Okay, pulling it through 3, picking up 2 and 1, and closing. I'm going to do that one more time. pulling it through 3, but this time I'm only going to pick up 1. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, picking up 1 and closing. And you'll be back to your 8 loop setup. Okay, so you can rewind if you need to. I'm going to go off and finish mine, and it should look like this. Okay, and when I come back, I will show you how to close that off. What I may do is actually get a band and show you how I put these turtles on here, just so you can see. Yeah, I may just start another one and then show you how I did that. And if you'll notice on this one, I did not put a turtle at the bottom. I left that blank and started actually on the second crossband here. And the same thing at the top. I did not put one on here. Okay, and that fits me perfectly. Okay, so go ahead and rewind if you have to, but follow the instructions that I just gave you until it fits your wrist, and I will be back when I finish mine and show you how to close it off. Okay, so I am back and I have finished my bracelet. It's quite long. Wrist is 6.5, so I made it a little bit longer. So what we're going to do is take your let's straighten this out right so you can say this right. Your border color, we're going to pull it through 7, and hopefully I have done this closure correctly. I think this is what I saw in the pictures that I got. So we are going to pick up 6. So we pulled it through 7, so we're going to pick up 6, 3, 1, and close. And then we're going to swap 1 and 2. Okay, so it should look like this. And then we're just going to take another, oops, hopefully I was in frame for that one. Then, so you'll have 6 on here. Then we're going to just take another one and pull it through all 6. Okay, and then you can put a C-clip on that, or whatever you want. You know, it's a beautiful bracelet, and this is the other one. So if you enjoyed this, and you want to see, well, I don't want to close this out yet because I want to show you how to put a bead on, and I'm just going to go off and bead this little one right here and just show you how to do one. Okay, so stick around and I will be right back once I get that beaded, and then we'll talk about these again. Okay, so I am back and I have one beaded band. So I'm just going to show you how to put the one on because it's always the same. So I started this out, and like I said, the bottom one I did not want one on, and because these beads were so large, I did every other one. You can see that that's just a normal one there without a bead. So depending upon your beads, you know, and how large they are or how small they are, you know, you might think about, you know, every other one or every third one even. So I'm back to I did my first section here, and I'm back to my 8 loop setup. So I'm going to take another hook. I'm going to pull these down so that I can get this hook in here. So I will be pulling it through 4. So I want to split this bracelet. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so it's split just like this. Okay, now what I'm going to do, and on the other one also they were one-sided, so I had to be careful how I laid the bands. Okay, so I'm going to put the beaded band on both of these. Okay, just like that. Now I'm because these have to go in here, I'm going to pull this first one through those 2 and just hold on to that. Okay, because I'm going to end up picking these 2 and that back up. So on the other side, I'm going to pull it through 2, like so. So it will look like this. Maybe I shouldn't be so close, and it's out of focus again. Okay, better. So I'm going to try to stay in frame as I'm showing you this. I'm going to pick up these. I'm going to hold this down so it does not move. I'm going to pick up these two right here. Still holding that down. I'm going to pick up these other two. I just moved my bead out of the way. I'm going to pick up everything on my hook. Okay, and then slip this off. Okay, so it will look like this with the bead in the center. Now, the next step for this is to take this off, and holding this down because you don't want it to slip out, you're going to pick this one up that the bead is on and pull it over, and then hook this one back on, just like that. Okay, I'm going to slip down to the other side, being careful not to, see, now I don't have to worry about this popping up because the bead is there and it's kind of in the way. It's holding that on. So I'm going to just slip everything down to the other side, pull off the first one. Okay, I'm going to take the band that the bead is on and move it over that hook, and then reattach, making sure that this is straight, reattaching this on here, and it will look like this. Okay, and I'll go ahead and finish this out with you so you can see how to do this. I'll pull a band through two and close. I'll scoot down to the other side and pull another band through two. The first, oops, I can get it on there. The first two and close. Okay, and this is what that looks like with your little bead in the center. Now, something did not look right there. Oh, yeah, I guess it is. Just because I don't have these up yet, it just looks a little odd, but this is what it should look like. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is take another of my green, because that's the color that I used, and I'm going to pull it through 6. I'll show you how that kind of sits in there once we get that done. Pulling it through 6, I'm going to pick up 6, or did I pull that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? I pulled it through 7, sorry. 7, picking up 7, holding on to this so it does not slip. 2, 1, and close, and then readjust those so it will look like this. Now, as you can see, it's a smaller one, so it's kind of hidden in there a little bit, but you can get it to pop out. Okay, let's finish this up. Go back to our 8-loop setup here. Pull your border color through 3, pick up 2, hopefully you can see, oops, 2 and 1, and close. Grabbing another border color, you're going to pull it through 3 and pick up 1. So 1, 2, 3, picking up 1 and closing. And I'll slip down to the other side. May as well finish this with you since we started it. Okay, another border color. I'm going to pull it through 3 and pick up 1 and 2. So pulling this through 3, picking up 2, come on, picking up 2 and 1 and closing. Okay, then one more border color. I will pull it through 3 and then pick up 1. Pulling that through 3, picking up 1, and we're back to the 8-loop setup. Now, as you can see, I pushed that through so you can't really see it on this side. So once you're done putting your beads on, you can push it through and it will show, and not so much on the other side. I mean, it still shows. You'll have to move it out a little bit, but you can see, I'm going to put this up against the plain one without the bead, and you can see the difference in the two. It changes the pattern look a little bit because they're separated here. Okay, now you could probably put that on the green one, that third one that we put through here, you would do it the exact same way. You would bead it and pull it through and just, separate your band. But that happens to be the one that I put the turtles on. So that's one way to bead it. Okay, so you can bead them several ways. Let me back up a little bit and bring these back in. So, this is the Sea Turtle Bracelet by MDL_looms. Please hop on over to Instagram and give him a follow for me. Like his photos. Oh, I was looking, I thought there was a hair on there, but there's a little square window in my in my camera. So, yes, hop on over to his account, Instagram account, give him a follow for me. I am also on Instagram under LilahsGigi. You can find me there. And if you enjoyed this video and would like to see more tutorials, please go ahead and follow me on Instagram. I will even throw that up there also. Follow me on Instagram for additional tutorials because I have a lot coming up, hook only and also on the looms. And thank you so very much for watching, and as always, be kind.